After 50, how your body handles sugar changes dramatically. This affects not just your weight and energy, but testosterone production. And when testosterone drops, everything connected to it suffers. Erections become weaker or disappear entirely. Desire fades. Energy crashes. Confidence erodes. Your intimate life feels like it's slipping away, and you don't understand why. I'm Dr. Laura Bennett, urologist. Today, I'm explaining the connection between fruit consumption, blood sugar, and testosterone, which fruits require moderation after 50, and which fruits actually support hormone balance naturally. This isn't about avoiding fruit. It's about eating it strategically so your body can maintain the testosterone levels that fuel firmness, desire, and vitality. Drop a comment with where you're watching from and your age. This helps me create relevant content for you. Let's begin. Before we talk about specific fruits, you need to understand exactly how blood sugar affects testosterone production, because once you grasp this connection, everything else makes sense. Your body produces testosterone primarily in your testicles, specifically in cells called Leydig cells. These cells need a stable, supportive internal environment to function properly. When you eat fruit or any carbohydrate, your blood sugar rises. Your pancreas responds by releasing insulin to bring that sugar back down. This is completely normal and healthy when it happens occasionally in moderate amounts. But here's where problems begin. When blood sugar spikes repeatedly throughout the day, especially from high sugar foods eaten in large portions, your body releases more and more insulin to manage it. Over time, your cells become less responsive to insulin. This is called insulin resistance, and it's extremely common in men over 50. When insulin resistance develops, your body needs to produce even more insulin to achieve the same blood sugar control. And chronically elevated insulin has a direct negative effect on testosterone production. First, high insulin suppresses a protein called sex hormone binding globulin, or SHBG. This protein normally helps regulate testosterone levels by binding to excess hormone and keeping it available when needed. When SHBG drops, testosterone becomes less stable and less effective. Second, elevated insulin signals your testicles to produce less testosterone directly. The Leydig cells become less responsive to the hormonal signals from your brain that tell them to make testosterone. Third, and this is critical, insulin promotes fat storage, particularly around your midsection. Fat tissue contains an enzyme called aromatase that converts testosterone into estrogen. So you're dealing with a triple threat: less testosterone production, more conversion of existing testosterone into estrogen, and an overall hormonal environment that works against male vitality. This is why understanding how different fruits affect your blood sugar isn't about fear. It's about making informed choices that support stable blood sugar, healthy insulin levels, and optimal testosterone production. Now let me show you which fruits require mindful moderation and why. Let me be very clear about something. I'm not telling you to never eat these fruits. I'm explaining why eating them frequently in large amounts can work against testosterone production, so you can make informed decisions about portion size and frequency. Fruit 1. Bananas. Bananas are convenient, affordable, and packed with potassium. They're genuinely nutritious, but they're also high in sugar, particularly as they ripen. A fully ripe banana with brown spots can contain 17 to 18 grams of sugar, most of it in the form of simple sugars that spike blood sugar quickly. When eaten daily, especially multiple bananas throughout the day, this creates the repeated insulin spikes that contribute to insulin resistance and suppress testosterone over time. Does this mean you can never eat a banana? Absolutely not. A banana before or after intense exercise, when your muscles are primed to absorb glucose efficiently, causes minimal insulin disruption. Your body uses that sugar for energy rather than triggering the fat storage and hormonal suppression cascade. But snacking on bananas throughout the day or eating very ripe bananas as a regular habit creates the problematic pattern. Fruit 2. Berries in excess. Strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries are loaded with antioxidants, particularly compounds called anthocyanins that support heart health, reduce inflammation, and protect against cognitive decline. These are genuinely healthy foods with extensive scientific backing. However, in some men, consuming large amounts of berries daily can slightly suppress luteinizing hormone, or LH. This is the hormone your pituitary gland releases to signal your testicles to produce testosterone. This effect isn't universal or dramatic. It varies based on individual genetics, current hormone levels, and overall health. Some men experience it more than others. The key word here is excess. A handful of berries a few times per week is not problematic. Eating a full pint of berries every single day might be, especially if you're already dealing with low testosterone. Context and moderation matter far more than elimination. Fruit 3. Grapefruit. Grapefruit contains compounds called furanocoumarins that affect liver enzyme function. These compounds are so powerful that doctors warn against grapefruit consumption with certain medications because it can alter how drugs are metabolized. The same compounds that affect drug metabolism also affect hormone metabolism. Specifically, grapefruit can slow down the breakdown of estrogen in your liver, meaning estrogen stays in your system longer. When estrogen levels remain elevated, they compete directly with testosterone. This doesn't mean a slice of grapefruit once in a while is harmful. It means daily grapefruit consumption, particularly grapefruit juice, which concentrates these compounds, can create hormonal imbalance over time. If you enjoy citrus, oranges and lemons provide similar vitamin C benefits without the hormone-disrupting effects. Fruit 4. Avocados in large amounts. Avocados are trendy, and they do provide healthy fats, vitamin E, potassium, and other beneficial nutrients, but they also contain plant sterols and specific fat structures that can interfere with how your body uses cholesterol to produce hormones, including testosterone. Additionally, some compounds in avocados may increase aromatase activity, the enzyme that converts testosterone into estrogen. Again, this is about quantity and frequency. Half an avocado a few times per week is not problematic for most men. Eating a whole avocado daily, especially if you're already dealing with low testosterone or excess body fat, which increases aromatase activity naturally, might work against your hormonal goals. Fruit 5. Pears. Pears, particularly the skin, contain high levels of a compound called quercetin. Quercetin is a powerful antioxidant with legitimate health benefits. However, at high doses, quercetin can inhibit an enzyme called 3-beta-HSD, which is involved in testosterone synthesis. Occasional pear consumption isn't concerning. Daily pear consumption, especially including the skin where quercetin is concentrated, or drinking pear juice regularly, might create enough enzyme inhibition to affect testosterone production in some men. The pattern here should be clear. None of these fruits are toxic or dangerous, but all of them, when consumed frequently in large amounts, can work against testosterone production through different mechanisms. The solution isn't elimination, it's awareness and moderation. Now, while we're discussing ways to protect testosterone and male vitality after 50, there are 10 specific things many men unknowingly do to their penis that cause long-term damage. These habits are incredibly common, and most men have no idea they're creating problems until symptoms appear. I explain all 10 and how to avoid them in another video. Watch it after this one to protect your sexual health. Let me show you the 2 fruits that actively support testosterone production. Now for the good news. While some fruits require mindful moderation, there are 2 fruits you should actively prioritize because they support healthy testosterone levels naturally. Fruit 1. Pomegranate. Pomegranate is one of the most testosterone-friendly fruits available, and the research backing this is solid. Pomegranates are loaded with antioxidants, particularly a compound called ponocalagin that accounts for about 50% of pomegranate's antioxidant activity. But here's what makes pomegranate so powerful for testosterone. It significantly lowers cortisol, your primary stress hormone. When cortisol levels are chronically elevated, testosterone production drops. This happens because your body operates on a principle of metabolic prioritization. When your body perceives stress, it diverts resources toward immediate survival responses and away from long-term reproductive health, which is what testosterone supports. By lowering cortisol, pomegranate creates a more favorable hormonal environment for testosterone production. Clinical studies have shown that men who consumed pomegranate juice daily experienced cortisol reductions of 20 to 30%, with corresponding improvements in mood, energy, and sexual function. The effect isn't immediate. It typically takes 2 to 3 weeks of consistent consumption to see measurable results, but those results are reproducible. Pomegranate also contains ellagic acid and other polyphenols that reduce inflammation, further supporting healthy hormone production. You can consume pomegranate as fresh seeds, which provide fiber and are lower in sugar, or as juice. If choosing juice, look for 100% pomegranate juice without added sugars. About 4 to 6 ounces of juice daily, or a quarter cup of fresh seeds, provides meaningful benefits. Fruit 2. Pineapple. Pineapple is the second testosterone-supporting powerhouse, and it works through a completely different mechanism. Pineapple contains an enzyme called bromelain, which is known for its powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Bromelain is so effective at breaking down proteins that it's used commercially in meat tenderizers and has been studied for reducing muscle soreness and speeding recovery from physical activity. But here's what matters for testosterone. Bromelain reduces systemic inflammation, and chronic inflammation is directly associated with reduced testosterone production across multiple research studies. Bromelain works by inhibiting inflammatory cytokines like tumor necrosis factor alpha and interleukin 6, which interfere with testosterone synthesis when elevated. Additionally, pineapple is rich in vitamin C, which plays a critical role in cortisol metabolism and testosterone synthesis. 1 cup of pineapple chunks provides about 131% of your daily vitamin C needs. Pineapple also contains manganese, which is essential for bone health and plays a role in sex hormone metabolism. The combination of bromelain's anti-inflammatory effects, vitamin C's hormonal support, and manganese's metabolic role makes pineapple uniquely beneficial for testosterone production. Fresh pineapple is ideal. About 1 cup of chunks 3 to 4 times per week provides significant benefits. Eating pineapple after a meal, when it's combined with protein and fat, creates a more stable blood sugar response than eating it alone. Let me bring this all together with what you actually need to do. First, understand that fruit isn't the enemy. Sugar management is the key. After 50, your body handles sugar differently, and repeated blood sugar spikes suppress testosterone production through elevated insulin, increased aromatase activity, and disrupted hormone signaling. Second, the fruits that require moderation, bananas, berries in excess, grapefruit, avocados in large amounts, and pears, aren't dangerous. They're nutritious foods that become problematic only when consumed frequently in large quantities. The solution is awareness and portion control, not elimination. Third, prioritize pomegranate and pineapple. These 2 fruits actively support testosterone production by lowering cortisol, reducing inflammation, and providing nutrients that optimize hormone synthesis. 4 to 6 ounces of pomegranate juice or a 1/4 cup of seeds daily, plus 1 cup of fresh pineapple 3 to 4 times per week creates measurable benefits within weeks. Fourth, context matters more than individual foods. If you're maintaining healthy body weight, exercising regularly, managing stress, and sleeping well, occasional consumption of any fruit is fine. But if you're already dealing with low testosterone, excess body fat, or metabolic issues, being more strategic about fruit choices accelerates improvement. Here's your action plan. This week, reduce daily banana consumption. If you currently eat them daily, cut back to 2 to 3 times per week, preferably around exercise. Limit berry consumption to a handful rather than a full pint. Enjoy them, but don't overdo it. Replace daily grapefruit with oranges or other citrus. Moderate avocado to half an avocado a few times per week rather than a whole avocado daily. And add pomegranate and pineapple to your weekly routine consistently. Track how you feel over the next month. Energy levels, desire, workout performance, and overall vitality. Most men notice improvements within 2 to 4 weeks when they make these adjustments alongside other healthy habits. If this information helped you, hit that like button and share it with someone who could benefit. Subscribe for more practical, evidence-based men's health guidance. Before you go, remember that video I mentioned about the 10 things you should never do to your penis after 50? Protecting your sexual health requires avoiding common mistakes most men make unknowingly. Don't skip it. I'm Dr. Laura Bennett. Smart nutritional choices support vitality at every age. Make informed decisions, not fearful ones. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.